It's a freeware a product, open source.
Cool. Hi, Don.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Pretty good. Good to see you again.
Doing well, Don.
Doing good out here on the West Coast.
Great, great.
Hello, Don.
Glad to hear that.
Hi, Humberto.
Hello, Lydia.
Oh boy, we don't have very many pictures to look at, but that's all right. That means people are getting back to work and doing stuff. Yeah, yeah. That's what we want to hear. That's exactly what we want to see. Let's put all of this away. About like that. And we'll get this over here. About like that. All right. Any questions from anybody? Because this is a time to ask questions about literally anything. If it's photography related, give it a shot. We'll see if we can answer it for you. And if
Yeah,
not,
why is it so difficult? Why is it so difficult to take a picture of yourself?
Good question.
Not technically, but psychologically.
Because we don't look like we think we do. We have expectations. Like I have never found a camera yet that can take my picture because I know personally that I look a lot like Brad Pitt, but it just doesn't come out. It's the camera just can't reveal it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lens thing, I think.
Now, is that the current Brad Pitt or the younger Brad Pitt?
Younger Brad Pitt, of course.
Okay.
Oh,
That's the reason.
yeah,
So I have a question.
sure.
So I have Nikon, so I've used the Capture NX2 forever. And when I open up a raw file, it looks like it was taken, and I do very little editing. But I know I need to learn Lightroom or Photoshop. Which one should I work with first?
Well, they're two different animals.
Yeah.
Lightroom is a raw converter.
Oh.
Photoshop allows you to do stuff to the raw conversion. For instance, Lightroom does not have layers,
Oh.
but Photoshop has layers. And layers means you can stack something on top and blend it, where you can't with Lightroom. Lightroom is truly much more like a darkroom, in that you process the image and you're done with the image.
Okay.
With Photoshop, you can add type, you can add a new layer, you can find all of the reds in the picture and change them to blue. You can do all of that. Photoshop does three things. It lets you isolate something, lets you modify what you isolated, and lets you put it in an hierarchical position with transparent layers.
Okay.
But Lightroom is where you actually process the image. Think of Lightroom as your darkroom.
Right.
And you have Lightroom, you also have Capture One, which is another thing. But you're using the Nikon software?
Yeah, the Capture NX2. Yep.
That's essentially Nikon's version of Lightroom.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And I use it also, Don. It's worked out well for me.
What's that? The CNX2?
Yep.
Yeah, I've really liked it, but I can go on an image and I can go paint what would be a layer
Sure.
and do something to that layer, and then I go to another action and can paint what I want to do with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's really not a layer. It's just another layer on your image, but it's still connected to that image. Where in Photoshop, they're actually layers, and you can move them around. Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
There's I just want to throw in Aaron Nace on his Flern channel has a completely free 30-day course on Photoshop, which is excellent. So if you want to learn it relatively painlessly, it's pretty amazing. He just offers it, and he's the one who does all the instruction. So I would strongly recommend, if you want to explore that. It's really a no-cost way of looking into it.
Okay. And I saw there's one called DxO.
Yeah, DxO is a
Yeah.
different one.
So,
A couple of months ago, I think in December, I went out and bought everything. I bought DxO. I bought Aurora. Somebody's got a radio or something going on, folks.
Mhm.
Aurora, and I bought Luminar, and I bought, gosh, I can't remember what else. Oh, Infinite Color. I bought all those things just so that I could answer questions about them. They're all pretty interesting. DxO is very interesting. You can process raw through DxO, but you don't have the flexibility that you have through Lightroom or Capture One. Not nearly that flexibility.
Okay.
All right. Let's
hey,
get,
Don, I do have a question on
Thank you
Capture
very
One.
much, Don, and everybody.
Mhm.
I have a question on Capture One.
okay.
When feathering, the image appears on backwards, appears upside down. Is there a way to set it up like live shooting? It doesn't let you see where you are going to shoot on the screen. Only when you import the image and you take the image, it brings it on the computer, but then it brings the image upside down. So every
Oh,
time
there's
that
got
you
to be
need
a,
to see the image,
I don't know
it's a
where that
different button.
setting is, but there has to be a setting. It's not upside
it-
down on mine. No. Has to be in
So
a,
it's a setting.
yeah, it's going to be in one of your import settings.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the focus tag. It takes the picture, but it's not doing the focus tag that I have set up on the camera. It just takes one image.
What is that?
Is that a setting too?
What is that? What are you talking about? Capture One?
Capture One. Yeah, the focus tag. I have it set up in bracket for focus on the camera, but it's not taking the pictures on focus. It doesn't do the 1, 2, 3, 4
I
images
don't know
at a time.
I don't know if it does that. I think you still have to take them manually. And it
Well, it's
applies
supposed to do.
the focus stack to them, but I don't think it takes the pictures.
Oh,
Has
really?
anyone
So
used
you
that?
need
I've
to
never
take
had that before.
So I guess I had to take the 4 or 5 images that I
Yeah.
want to focus stack
I believe so.
and
Now,
then apply the
yeah, and apply the focus stacking to Capture One. But I do not think it automatic, because I don't think Capture One talks to your focusing on your camera at all.
Well, it's supposed to, because there is an there is a setting that says focus and it says AF, and you're supposed to, and there is a bracket that there's a bar that you can set up the distance, but it might be a setting thing that I don't know.
Yeah, I've never
So,
experienced that. Nope.
Opportunity then.
Yep. All right.
Opportunity to learn. I'll let you know if I find out something then.
Okay, that'd be great. Let's get started here. This is,
But that's me.
that's you, okay. And
That's me.
what are you shooting? A welder?
It's a grinder.
Ah, okay.
Where they
Cool.
come from.
Now
Mhm.
did you put it behind the scenes
Oh.
then? You did. So you're lighting with,
A strobe.
yeah, but
So,
we're looking at, which way are we looking at behind the scenes?
so I am right here in
Got
the
it.
middle,
Yeah,
and I have a strobe to light up me. And then there is a little strobe to highlight the back of me with this a white board. So you see the light behind me. You see the right there behind. So it kind of highlights the back of me.
Okay.
And the big light. Oh, and the camera is a little bit behind the strobe.
Back here.
Yes. No, it's on top,
Right there.
right there.
Okay. Cool. What lens did you use?
I use, what did I use? It was the 1855. I think it is in the,
Okay.
it's in the,
It is? Oh, there.
right.
Okay.
It's a 130 at f5.
At 18 millimeters?
18 millimeters.
Okay. Did you crop it at all?
Just a little bit, tiny.
Okay.
I cropped, there's a bucket in the back that I didn't like, that was not good. And I vignetted a little bit just to darken it in the back. And this shot, I took this shot just because it's fun, but this image is part of Project 52 assignment for Made by Hand.
Okay.
So this is kind of Made by Hand / portrait.
Okay.
2 in 1.
Very nice. Worked out well. That's a little dark right in here. I think
Yes.
I go back into your Nikon, your RAW, and boost this up just a little bit because there's obviously something there. What I want to see is there we go. I want to see your outline here a little bit clearly,
Oh, okay.
more clearly, so
Yeah.
that you come in front of that background. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
All right.
Very good. I can't wait to see what you did for Project 52.
Oh, you will love it. You're going to love it. You're going to say, Lee, my God. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. And you say, oh my God, now I love you.
Well, let's hope for that.
Just kidding.
All right. Adi's got started out by going for a retro 1940s black and white. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually, as things turned out, after going through 3 suits and 4 sweaters, I determined I looked more like Gabby Hayes than anything else. So I said, after my wife said, "Oh, I liked you with a camera," because I did one with a camera for a prop. I decided to go sweater and just lay out some of my film cameras and then go for it.
All right. Do you have it behind the scenes?
Yes, I do. It's basically a classic straight-on self-portrait using my Norman because that was that kind of inspired me to do the retro thing. And in fact, actually, a couple weeks ago, I did a portrait of my granddaughter, and after converting it into black and white, I said, yeah, she was an escapee from an R-gang comedy. You know what that is. So I decided to do some experimentation and just see what I can do to get some of that old vintage retro effect.
Sure. Sir, you got the
I set up my
the small Norman beauty dish.
I've got the beauty dish on the I figured that would make a nice hard light positioning it from across the room. Yeah, again, more because that's one of the things I noticed when I was looking at some of the older portrait photographs, the Hollywood-esque type stuff. It's definitely a harder light, especially on the guys.
There's always a shadow under the nose. There's always a
Yep.
shadow under the lip and under the chin. And usually under here is pretty dark as well. Yep.
hmm
What is the, what's the rubber, what's the little balloon for?
Oh, that's my my granddaughter's the balloon dog that she gave for me for the previous assignment.
I thought I recognized the little fella.
So I figured, hey, he kept popping up all around the studio, so I figured he'll just join in on the fun.
And what lens, sir?
Okay, I was using my 18 to 135. The focal length on it was set at about 40.
Okay.
And the f-stop is at f8.
Okay, so it's a very slight telephoto.
And for this particular, yeah, and actually for this, I did set my my D7100 to an Icon, the picture control profile for Tri-X, to give me a bit more contrast.
Okay, and that's
When I shot it in
built
black
in
and
your
white.
that's built in your 7100.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. That's the nice thing about Nikon. They do have what they call the picture control, and there's actually a couple of photo sites up on the internet where you can download folks' version, well, their perception of what a film type would look like, both black and white and color.
Yeah, very cool. It looks filmic to me. So
Why, thank you.
that's obviously digital. This could go either way. It looks like your camera adds just a little bit of grain that looks like grain rather than looking like pixels. Nice.
Yeah, I think that was probably, I'm not exactly sure what the fellow that developed the Tri-X emulation was doing, but the one thing I did not do was any post-processing on that. So
We didn't need to. Look good. Look good.
thank you.
Yeah. Jay?
Hi. Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got a new desk and everything is I had to rewire everything so I didn't know what's on and what's not. There it goes. Okay. So I was thinking about, well, what would be sort of reflective portrait? And I was going to do something with a bunch of travel books and maps and a passport and things like that. And then I was in the shower and I was looking across, and there's a mirror directly across. And after, you're done in the shower, you can sort of like wipe it down, and there was you could see the reflection coming back. I said, well, that's pretty neat. I like that. So I was a little apprehensive about doing it, but I did that and did it a couple times. And then I have a shower curtain, which is a map of the world shower curtain, which is, you see there, which was in another room. And I took a photograph of that and put it on a different layer, and then cleaned it up. And so I'm behind in this view, I'm behind the shower curtain looking out at the world, the world that you might be able to travel in. So that was the experience I was trying to.
That's very clever, Jay.
Thank you. I don't know if it's for public consumption yet, but yeah. I was trying to do something with more than one layer. That's what I was pleased to
Sure.
do.
You want to, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know if you got it yet, but you're close.
You think so? Good.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any suggestions, that's great. There
I'm a little-
was what?
I'd get some more steam in there somehow because it's a little more, you say you wipe down the mirror, maybe you wiped it down too much.
Well, I'll see if I can generate some steam.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I was trying to have it clean enough so somebody could see a profile.
Yeah.
So, but I'll see if I can add some of it back. I just have to.
Yeah,
Just
or at
take away
least
some
around
of
the edges. Because these big areas of flat color,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're awfully bright,
Well, that I can tone down. But I think the steam thing is quite interesting.
Yeah.
So I will revisit. Uh-huh.
Don't get your camera wet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't get your camera wet.
Oh no! Well, it was actually I took it after the shower. I had the camera sitting outside on the ledge out of the shower, and then I brought it in and took the photograph afterwards.
Yeah.
So no cameras were hurt in the course of making this. I saw somebody put up a link to a group of, I think it was The Wonderful Machine. Yeah, The Wonderful Machine had a bunch of its photographers take on 24-hour assignment, shots to see what they could do. Keep busy. So one of them was self-portraits, and one of the people did a similar type shot. So it's okay.
Yep. Well, good.
So,
I think, like I say, I think you're onto something here.
that was kind of interesting to look at as well. It's sort of, okay, well, if she can do it, I can do it.
Very cool. Thank you, Jay. And Kit,
Great. Thank you.
Kit, are you out there?
I also want to tell you, try out a lot of stuff. So,
Hold on.
What's that?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on. Kit. Jay, did you keep saying something?
no,
Oh. Okay, Kit, I guess that was you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, all right. All right, so tell us about your shot here.
I set up a couple of flashes, just bare flashes, early morning. Put my camera on a stand, and I had just put on the self timer. And I took just dozens of shots trying to get me in the right position. And
Okay.
I had a slow shutter speed and a rear curtain sync to get the kind of motion and ghosting look to it.
That's cool. Where did you have your flashes set up?
I didn't have it behind the scenes, but they were. One was right next to the camera, to the right, and then one was a little bit in front, to the left of the
Okay.
camera. Camera's in the middle.
Okay. I wonder if I'd love to have seen a strobe light up this tree back here. Bring one from up here, because that's where you're looking, and just hit you right in the face with one here. Get this blur coming in, and then have the tree be lit up behind you.
Okay.
Could be kind of cool. Why don't you give it a shot?
Yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you can get yourself a remote trigger, it might go easier on you.
Yeah, I know.
What lens? Oh, here,
Um,
20 millimeter?
20 millimeter. It's cropped down a little bit. That just gave me a little extra room to work with.
Okay. That makes sense. And you're obviously on a tripod.
Yep, on a tripod. Push the button and then take another lap.
Got it. How many did you have where you're over here and over here?
I probably took about 40 shots total.
Good.
Meanwhile, the lighting's changing about every 3 shots.
Yeah, the sky kept getting lighter. This was like at 6 a.m. before it started getting too bright.
Yeah, very cool.
And the flashes were kind of pointed up, and so you lose the bottom of the bike.
Is this a little wall between the camera and the bike?
It's just some like decorative rocks
Oh,
in front
okay.
of that tree.
Okay, got it. Oh, and the bike's in front of it.
Yeah,
Got
I'm in
it.
front of it. That's the sidewalk.
Got it. Got it. I just realized that the bike was coming down in front of the rocks here.
Right.
That's what you meant by having your flash go up a little bit so it's not lighting it up down there. All right. Yeah, cool. You're really, just like I said to Jay, you're really on to something here. You're really on to something. I don't know if you got it yet, but you're really close. I think you got to get a light from the back somehow. Got to get a light, either lighting up that tree or coming from the tree to you to get light, up,
Uh-huh.
up around here so that you pop from the background. Same thing down here. We want to keep you popping from the background if we can.
All right.
Yeah, very cool, man.
Thanks,
Good job.
Don.
Good job. And Berto.
Hey, Don. I traveled to San Francisco to take this photo.
Yeah.
I was experimenting a lot, trying to take a photo of myself for the first time. And this is the one that I like the best. I achieve a gradient in the background, and that's why I picked this one.
Okay. Where did you get the gradient? How did you make that?
The light is coming from my left, and there's only one light.
Okay.
That's why the gradient is generated.
Is it in an umbrella or something?
It's a softbox.
Softbox. Okay.
Yes. And in post-production, I added, I made it darker on the dark side.
Okay. You still got enough light coming through the back here to keep you nice and sharp from the back. That's cool. You can see you all the way around. That's very cool. And was this a timer or self-timer or what?
It was a 10-second timer.
Okay.
I had a remote, but I don't want to see my hand pointing at the camera, obviously, in the photo. So that's why I use the clock timer.
Okay. You look confused. You look like you're waiting for the strobe to go off. Yeah.
I look like I have been surprised doing something.
Yeah. And what lens did you use?
It's a 50 millimeter prime.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
Thank you.
Is that just a wall back there?
It's a white wall, and it is like 8 foot away. It's really far away.
Okay. Well, that's the good news. It's a good shot. The bad news is that we're going to have to contact Governor Newsom now and tell him that you traveled to San Francisco. And the last I heard in California for traveling around without a license, it is the death penalty. That's just what I've heard. I mean, they're taking it really seriously. So
even virtually?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's been great knowing you, though. Seriously, it's been good.
By the way, thank you very much for this session of training done.
You're
Isn't
welcome.
being a photographer an essential service?
Well, it is to my life. I don't know. The difference between essential and non-essential is so wacky, I can't tell the difference. All right, Terry.
Hi there,
Hi, where are you? Up in,
Oregon.
and I was going to say, are you up in the mountains there in Oregon or down by the coast?
Nope, up in the mountains,
All right.
heading over like to Bend. It looks very much like where I used to live in Montana, actually.
All right.
And I wanted a picture of me in my new car, but since I'm not likely to take a picture of myself, this was an excuse. And
Yeah.
I thought it was a great place. When I thought about where would I take a picture, and of course it was drizzling, so that was really fun.
Well, it's Oregon.
Yeah, and we luckily have been having. We need the water, so. And I kept the timer really short, the 5 second, because otherwise I would push the button and then run over to the car and have to wait and pose. And by doing the 5 second, it was more spontaneous.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
And I used 38 millimeters on my 28-105 because that had the camera was kind of closer that way. And I didn't have to run so far.
Okay. Are you lighting this at all? Is it just all?
No, it was a gray, drizzly day, so it's just the ambient softbox from the sky.
Cool.
Yeah, makes my hair look way more gray.
And did I ask you which lens? Did you?
No, it's
Which-
the 28-105.
Okay. Yeah. You said you used it, and you used it at close in at like a.
38.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
because that way I didn't have to run so far.
Sure. Sure. And how many did you do?
Oh, probably 15, and I got 2 that well, 3. Maybe there was 18, and I got 3 I really liked.
Very good.
And back behind me, there's a lake back there.
Back
But,
here?
yeah, yep, back there is a lake. And in the summer, when it gets really dry, in the late summer, early fall, and the water goes down, there are drains that are like lava tubes that suck the water down into these big holes.
Wow.
So it's a pretty cool spot.
What's the name of this place?
Lost Lake, and it's on the
Yeah.
it's on the Sandy Am Pass. And then in my comments, I put a concept picture.
Yeah.
I wasn't, because I didn't know if I'd be able to get the picture with the car because of the weather, and so I tried a concept.
If you're going to get sick, being out in the middle of nowhere on a mountain by a place called Lost Lake would be like #1 on my list.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're opening up down here, so it's okay.
#2 would be a crowded theater, but #1 is definitely in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, it'd be my favorite place.
Yeah.
And my self-concept one, Carmen did one where you see the front of her looking out with her hands going like,
Uh-huh.
ah. Well, that would be the other side of this picture, my concept picture.
Yep.
Because it's like, let me out of here.
A lot of people who feeling that way right now.
Yep.
Very good. Nicely done, Terry. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you so much for this wonderful class. I really appreciate it. And
Fine.
for,
It's been my pleasure.
and for letting us non-skilled people play too.
Sure. It's been my pleasure. Absolutely. Ernesta. Ernesta?
She commented that she couldn't be here this evening.
Oh, okay. Well, pretty, just a nice, pretty headshot. Nice, and clear. Look how blue the eyes are. God, looks to me like sunlight for a background. Oh, I am right. Sunlight behind
Good
deep off
balance.
the camera, right? 400th of a second and f1.8 on a tripod and a 10-second self timer. All right, very cool. Thank you, Ernesta. So Kevin is here?
Yep.
Yeah, well, Kevin, I've known Kevin since he lived in Arizona. And the neat thing about Arizona, ladies and gentlemen, is that everywhere you go in Arizona, the State Department of Transportation puts up target practice things. Sometimes it says like cows crossing or stop, yield to other pet, but they're very clever. And those of us with giant oversized firearms use them for target practice.
I was driving down Scottsdale Road back in the 90s, assisting a crew from England. And there was a sign up there that said, no shooting from the road. And the photographer turned to me and says, does that mean we can't take pictures here? And I said,
I would have said, yeah, let's go with that. That works. Now, there's a bridge down north of Gila Bend, goes across the Gila River. There used to be a dam there, and the bridge goes right next to the dam. And all the signs there are just shot to hell. Just shot to hell. I don't know what causes it. All right, so where is this one? Obviously, this is in Florida.
that is the subdivision I live in. It's the next one to us hasn't been built yet. So they put
Wow.
that on the road, like literally right outside my back porch. And I was looking out there and I saw them going, well, that's kind of fun. And I just decided to channel my inner Bob Carey and do something stupid.
Yeah, you guys could be a pop group. Very cool. What is this, a silencer?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
really
So
like
I had
this
three
shot
different.
here.
Yeah, that one turned out better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And that one's kind of inspired by Arnold Newman's portrait of well, any of Arnold Newman's portraits, where he gets the hands involved in the face, but
Mhm.
especially his portrait of Picasso.
Mm.
I've said on occasion to people starting out photography, unless your name is Arnold Newman, leave the hands away from the face. Because Newman could do it. None of the rest of us can do it. That worked out pretty well, though, Kevin. That's very good. I love this. Is very clever here, my friend. Very clever.
Thank you.
And when you're done with this, these will all have holes in them.
There may be one or two of those that were clone stamped over to replace the damage done to them by my son's BB guns.
Okay.
Should find a sign that says no target practice here. They're always very popular.
Yes, for target practice.
So I have the individual images there as comments as well.
Cool. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
It's been fun having you on the thing, my friend.
Well, this has inspired me to maybe dip my toe back into it, and let's see what happens.
Yeah. So here's Steve.
Hey, Don.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the way you. Now, did Michelle take this?
Yes, my voice activated camera stand took this for me. Yes.
Yeah, Michelle's got an eye that you can see.
Yeah, well, I came up, my original idea was a kiddie pool with my neighbor's kid, but I guess somebody else beat me to it. So I came up with this idea a couple of days ago, and we've had a lot of clouds and terrible weather, so I've been waiting for it to clear up a little bit to take this one. And yeah, I did have her standing straight on out at the street level, and it just wasn't working. So as she walked up the driveway, she popped a couple of these, and voila.
Yeah, honey, I'm in the class. What do you need? She's in the pool.
So, Steve, are you still in witness protection?
I can neither confirm nor deny that, Greg.
That's a yes. That's a yes. What I like that she did by moving over here and pulling the reflection of the flag right down the middle of this.
Yep.
It just makes the shot, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I was, because when when we did this, the straight on shot, I was looking at him in Lightroom and I was like, well, I could clone out some of it in the black shirt. And then I got down the strip to this and I was like, oh, here we go. This is it right here. And if you pay close attention, you see the cat at my feet. Yep.
What lens did you use?
It's my 24-70 on my Z7. It was 56 millimeters at that point.
Yeah, very cool. So you live a long
lot
way
of fun.
from town, 10703. That's a
Yeah.
long town,
Yeah.
buddy.
The rest is classified, so.
Well, I've heard living at Area 51 isn't all that bad.
Yeah,
If you like absolute wasteland desert,
absolute nothing.
nothing.
Well,
It's
we'll just leave it there and move on to Greg's photo.
yeah, it's a good shot. It's a good shot. Tell Michelle
you.
she did great.
I will. Yeah. She takes the credit. She deserves the credit.
Yeah, yeah. Nicely done, man. Mr. Greg. So, Greg, did you talk somebody into doing this, or did you do this the way you said you were going to do it? Greg, are you out there? We can't hear you, buddy.
Well,
There we go.
I mean, I had help because I can't shoot the camera or throw the water. Yeah, do you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
So I had help. I can't throw the water or take the photo. So yeah, I had two assistants, a water splasher, and then Lisa was taking the photo.
Well, you're
That's not a comp.
That's straight out of the camera, Steve. Come on.
How many shirt changes was it?
I have a whole wardrobe full of black shirts, so it's not a problem, right?
So what is the water being thrown out of, Greg?
It's being thrown out of probably a square pan, 6 inches or 8 inches deep. It's a plastic pan. Probably the long side is 12 inches and maybe so 8 by 12 or 10 by 12 size pan.
Wow, it's so thick right in here. That's very cool. How the water just held together.
Yeah, well, of course it isn't exactly right out of the camera, Don. It's probably 5 splash shots put together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a matter of throwing it fast or slow, whether it sticks together.
Yeah, and we talked about it. Obviously, you chickened out. I remember telling you to use enamel. Cleanup's a bitch with that stuff, I'll tell you.
Even yellow paint would have been probably better, right?
Yeah, yellow paint would be awesome. Get
no guts, no glory.
latex paint. That way it washes off in a couple of months.
Yeah, there you go. I probably need to go back for that.
Yeah.
Leftover deck stain.
Yeah, there you go. Leftover deck stain.
Well, one of the things that, if you're not familiar with Greg's portfolio, he does a lot of splash product work, really interesting product work. So when this came up, we thought it might be a really good opportunity for Greg to do something very killer for his About page. And I think you did it, Greg.
Well, thanks, Don. I put in the hero shot. I shot me with my big strobe, so it's well lit. And then the water is shot with speed lights to freeze it. So, I got to say, I don't know if I love it. It looks a little too fake for me. I wish it was better than that. And I could go back and use one of my less lit shots of me being totally wet. Maybe I need to try that and just see if it's halfway decent. It's much darker of me. So that's why I don't like it. I kind of like my product stuff. The hero shots are always well lit, and then I put the put the water in separately. But
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Good job. What lens
Yep.
do you use?
This is a 70 to 200, shot at 200.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the lens is you're way far away.
Yeah, it's pretty far back, and f11 at ISO 600, I think, is what it ended up being.
Very good. Thank you. I don't know who this guy is, but he's with this really cool chick.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, did we miss anyone? Anyone at all? Do. All right. Well, very, very cool, folks. I hope everybody, I know everybody's going to be coming out of this this lockdown thing. If you're not coming out already, you will be soon, hopefully. So, once you come out, stay safe, stay smart, and we'll all get through this. If I will leave the website's going to stay up, the videos are going to stay up, and the Facebook page will stay up. After a while, if no one's using the Facebook page, I'll probably close it, or at least stop taking people. But I certainly enjoy going back and looking at things that we've done here. It's been I can't believe it's been 10 weeks. I can't believe it. It was an idea I had, and I just stuck it up there, and it seemed to fly, and boom, we're 10 weeks later. It's
Wow.
Yep.
just crazy. How fast
Time flies when you're having fun, Don.
Yes,
That's right.
I think it was a really good opportunity for portfolio shots. I sort of caught on to that towards this time around,
Good.
and I didn't quite appreciate it in the full sense. But I said, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
So maybe go back and revisit some of this stuff and that's not quite there and bring it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Those of you who don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah, Don, I really do appreciate. Yeah, I really do appreciate pulling this little exercise together. I've learned quite a bit, and for doing this, and my wife says I should probably get in touch with you a little later to talk about maybe doing one of your courses.
okay, that would be great. That would be great. Meanwhile, last week after we had our meeting on Monday, I launched my book. It's called Click This over at Amazon, and it's really cheap. So would love to have you guys get a copy and send a review, because the better the reviews, the more people see my book. So everybody have a great rest of your day. It's Memorial Day. You came out on a holiday here in the States. If you're not in the States, it's not a holiday. It's just Monday. Everybody have a great one. Stay safe, and we'll see you. We'll see you all around. All right.
Thanks a lot, Don. Appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.
you,
Good
Don.
meeting, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.